All right, there are three processes involved in urine formation. Now, this is in order. And again, we'll cover this in more detail in lecture. All right, the first is what's called, you can see at the top of the page, glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration is the first stage of urine formation. And this is the movement of fluid across the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. It's the movement of fluid across the walls of the glomerular capillaries or glomerulus into the Bowman's capsule, or if you prefer, glomerular capsule. Glomerular filtration. Say again? It's the movement of fluid across the walls of glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. And it's driven by pressure, blood pressure. Actually, it's hydrostatic pressure. Okay? And it's a very non-selective process. What determines what cross the walls is the size of the molecule. Small molecules readily cross, large molecules usually don't, nor do cells. So your proteins, your plasma proteins normally do not cross. It's abnormal to have protein in your urine. Blood cells usually don't cross. Red blood cells should not be in your urine. And even white blood cells, unless you got an infection. So again, glomerular filtration is the movement of fluid across the walls of your glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. It's driven by pressure. Higher pressure in the blood capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. And again, non-selective process is just molecular size that determines what passes. And because of that, the kidney has to reclaim a lot of things that pass out initially from the blood. Otherwise, you lose a lot of very important stuff, especially the water. And we process something like on the order of about 180 to 200 liters of water a day in the kidneys, and yet we only excrete maybe 1 to 2 liters. So you can see most of that water is going to be reclaimed. Very important. Then many important things like glucose, amino acids, and stuff like this also have to be reclaimed. They're small molecules. They cross the walls, and the body doesn't really want to lose them. Okay, so that's the first stage in urine formation. This then is followed by the second, which is called tubular reabsorption. And this is the movement of fluid from the renal tubule back into the blood. Your body is reclaiming or reabsorbing things that it wants to hold on to. They're not waste products. This is a more selective process, obviously. Because first you just dumped a bunch of stuff in that fluid based on molecular size. But you want to reclaim a lot of those molecules, like the glucose, the amino acids, and various other things. That's called tubular reabsorption. Movement of fluid across the walls of renal tubules back into the blood. And the third process of urine formation is called tubular secretion. And this is dumping waste products that maybe didn't get into the original renal filtrate back into the renal tubule. So now you're going from the blood back to the renal tubule. And sometimes you absorb some waste products that you really want to get rid of, so they get dumped back into the renal tubule by tubular secretion. So first you just take everything out of the blood that's small, okay? The water, the small molecules. Then you get more selective and start extracting those things you want, put them back into the blood, and then, whoops, picked up too much, okay? Put this other stuff back that accidentally got reclaimed, put it back in the renal tubule, and pass out the urine. It's tubular secretion. Okay? As that fluid is passing through the renal tubule, it's being adjusted as to what's in it, what should be in it, and what shouldn't. And if you end up with things in the urine that shouldn't be there, that can indicate a pathological condition. That's why we do a urinalysis. And invariably when you have a physical, they usually do a urinalysis. They look to see, is there something in there that shouldn't be there? In which case this may indicate some disease condition. Okay, renal calculi, that's a fancy name for kidney stones. Sometimes, okay, various salts will secrete out into the passageways and form what are called kidney stones. And then those have to be passed. And I've been told by female students that passing a kidney stone is worse than natural childbirth. Now, I don't know what that's like. I'm sure it's very painful. That's why most women usually have something to block the pain, okay? I'm sure it's very painful, okay? Anyway, kidney stones are very painful. Whoever had one, you'll remember. Because those stones scrape against the walls, okay, of the ureter as they're passing down. So what they usually try to do is break them up, okay? So they're small enough to pass. If you don't drink enough fluids, urine may become very concentrated. You may be more prone to forming kidney stones, or certain things in the diet can make you more prone to form these kidney stones. The main thing is, and you know this, drink a lot of fluids. Doctors would say it all the time. Keep hydrated, keep moving stuff through. Another thing too is, of course, what are you doing? You keep flushing the tube in the urinary system, particularly urethra, because you've got bacteria in the distal end of the urethra. You want to keep flushing that stuff out, move it out. Because urine, okay, is usually sterile till it gets to the distal urethra, and then it starts picking up bacteria. And that's obviously because you're handling fingers and toilet paper and stuff like that. So this flow, this constant flow of fluid, helps to flush these bacteria out and keep the numbers down, so you don't end up with UTI or